Nobody tell me what I ain't gon' be no more. You thinking I'ma fall, don't be so sure. I wish somebody made guidelines on how to get up off the sideline.
Inspiring motivational speaker, as he said, and I'm on a mission right now. And that mission is to gather the youth and revive the culture. I'm not even gonna say change it, I'm gonna say revive it. We're gonna revive the culture. But I'm gonna jump straight into this. So close your eyes real quick. I need y'all to really take in what I'm about to say. Mike Brown, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, Columbine, Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech, Parkland, Christopher Duran, Philandro Castillo, and Philon Johnson. God bless the dead. That go be honest. I don't know if y'all caught what I did there, but I wasn't just talking about gun violence victims. I wasn't just talking about victims of black on black crime. And I wasn't just talking about victims of police brutality. Those are three problems that really shine light on the main problem, is that we don't have real leadership in America, enough real leadership in America. I'm not talking about the government. I'm not talking about school systems, and I'm not talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about within the community right here. Because our role as young African American males and African American males in general is not to just shut up and dribble. It's not to just pick up a microphone and start rapping. And it's not to get involved in gangs. It's to lead by example. Who are we leading? The youth. I was asking myself, how many tragedies is it gonna take? How many brothers and sisters do we gotta lose for us to see that if we wanna see change in the world, we gotta be the change that we wanna see? And we rely too much on the government to make change. We always get mad when they don't do enough. But the government is too busy worried about foreign relations and the Trump show right now. We look at school systems and we wonder why the school is not doing more. The school is too worried about forming disciplinary actions on how to tame the students. They want to get these students under control. The law enforcement, I don't think I really need to say much about that. They too busy going against us to see that there's a problem within us. It's not a problem about us being too violent, it's a problem about we don't have enough guidance, we don't have enough influence. If I'm gonna be completely honest, it's a race to the youth right now. And right now, drugs, negative influences, gangs, they beating us by a mile. Like for real, we really losing the race to them. They're getting to the youth so much quicker and so much easier than we are. And it kind of strikes me because I don't understand why. Have we not been in the same shoes as the youth is in today? Have y'all not gone through the same things that you see them going through right now? It's like we found an escape. We found college, right? We was like, yo, I'm gonna get away from home and I'm gonna live college life and I'm gonna be the man on campus. I'm gonna get involved with everything I'm supposed to, but I'm gonna get away from home. How are we gonna leave them kids there like that? How are we gonna turn our back on the youth? We all know Harriet Tubman, correct? Mm-hmm. Let me ask y'all a question. What if she would have never went back for the slaves? I'm talking, if she would have escaped from the plantation she was on, there would have never been no Underground Railroad. She made 19 trips back to the same place where she escaped. I'm talking about a slave plantation. 19 trips back and freed 300 slaves. What if she would have turned her back? That's the same thing we'd be doing if we keep living the life that we live in and not looking back for the youth. Not looking out for them kids, just letting them figure it out on their own. Because how hard was it for us to figure it out on our own? We don't want to see them go through that. Our minds are too focused on other things. And how many people were here for the last one? For the last presentation? Right here. So yeah, I heard them talking about the Balenciaga and the rappers being in those. That's where our head is at too. Like even if we don't come out and admit it, there's an underlying reason why we do everything we do. We want that luxury life. Yeah, it'd be cool. But them kids the youth is, they're not living the life that they want to live. So is it fair that we just escape and never come back from it? So I say, we keep living our lives, and that's like us turning our back on them and not giving them no influence, not giving them no guidance, no positive role models. So it's kind of like we're forcing them to feed to negativity, because what else are we giving them? Like I said, basketball and rapping is not everybody's go-to. I tried sports, it just wasn't my thing. So what other outlet was there for me? And knowing that I had to go through that struggle to get to where I'm at now, it's like it would have been a lot easier if someone would have had guided me to that. And it's like we just act like we don't even see it. Like we don't see the problem. Like, ask yourselves, are we gonna keep brushing off these tragedies? Like we show attention to it in the heat of the moment, and then we go back to living the same lives that we was living. Now, it's easier for us to do that because who has younger siblings? Everybody. Cousins, nephews, nieces. Now, isn't it a lot easier to brush it off because you could say, that wasn't my niece. That wasn't my little brother. Not my nephew. So it's like, it's a different mindset because we don't go through that. It's not our people. So it's easier for us to shine light on it and then go back to living the same lives that we was living. That's one of the problems. And I'm not saying you're wrong about going, because of course you got yourself to where you're at, you want to see other people get there too. But we fail to see exactly where their minds are at, where their focus is at. You just walked me right into my first tip. But before I get into that, I was preparing for an event that I had at ESU last week, and I realized that my job is not to, as a motivational speaker, come up here and give you guys all the answers. All right, what's your dream? Boom, boom, boom. You got to take these steps to get there. I'm 20 years old, and some people try to use that as a reason why I shouldn't go further. But I realized that I had a gift, and that gift is to empower. Now, I may not be able to give you the answers, but it's something that I may be able to say that could make you realize that you already have the answers. Let you see that you can be led to the resources that give you the answers. And that's what we're gonna get right into. Focus the mind. That's the first tip when it comes to the youth and when you're trying to guide somebody. Focus the mind. Now, I don't say focus their mind or focus your mind. I say focus the mind, because by you trying to focus their mind, in turn, you're focusing your own mind. Now, and they said it the last one, the Balenciaga, and everybody want to brag about materialistic things. And if you worked for it and you went through the mud to get it, you have every right to brag about it. But do me a favor. Keep in mind that the youth is still watching. You're still leading by example. So while you're bragging about all of that, try to brag about the books you read. Try to brag about your academic success. Try to make school cool again. Because once they got out of elementary school, it's kind of like, especially once they got into high school, where they see some of the older guys brushing it off, so now that's what they tend to do. But imagine if you would have been the older guy to talk about making honor roll. They'd be like, yo, that's cool. He a cool dude and he making honor roll. Let me try to do what he's doing. Try to make school cool again. Focus their mind. Maybe school is not for everybody, but try to tap into their creativity. Everybody want to rap, right? I was so bent on the fact that, everybody's trying to rap, they trying to do what everybody else is trying to do. And I was like, okay, it's a different way to approach it. Because you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Well, what are you interested in drinking? Rap. You want to rap? All right, let me teach you how to rap. Let me teach you how to tap into your creativity. Let me teach you how to use metaphors and alliteration in your rhymes. Let me teach you how to use rhyme and use rap to tell your story. You don't know how to express yourself. Use rap to do it. Tap into their creativity.
I might say, just take a pause real quick. Since it's a smaller group, I mean, like, feel free, like, we can be more intimate. So, like, feel free if you have an experience or something, you know, share it on your own. But Rob, if ever you need to, like, reel it back in, go ahead.
Well, I just don't want to forget it. Nah, it's good that when y'all get engaged like that, it means that I kind of had to do something right preparing for this, because I'm relating to you guys. I'm making you guys see the underlying problem, and that you guys already probably knew as you guys are discussing it amongst yourselves, which is good because that's what we need to do. And like I said, there goes that empowerment. Maybe I might empower y'all to go start something up or spread the word to others. But back to the tapping into their creativity. Their children's minds are the mind of a child is so abstract. You can't just limit them to basketball. You can't just limit them to, okay, you know what, just go to school, get your degree, and go on life. Sometimes, like I said, school is not for everybody. Basketball, rap is not for everybody. What about the fashion gurus? You see them dressing all crazy, and if that's what they love, teach them how to fashion. Let them know that if they could tap into their creativity and focus their mind to fashion, maybe one day they might own their own business. And they say black men are just stats, right? I know you probably heard, I don't want to be another statistic. I'm not just another statistic.
Negative statistic.
Well, right, negative, but listen to this positive one. As of 2015, there were 8 million minority-owned businesses. 2.6 million of them were African American owned. 34% of that population. What's your example? Now the second one I want to get into. Before I get into it, I need you guys, I'm gonna go down a list of things, and if you could relate to it, I want you guys to raise your hand. And because we all know life gets hard. Life gets real challenging. Just when you think you're on top of the world, everything starts going wrong. How many people seen their family members struggle? And you can't do nothing about it. How many people have lost somebody? How many people feel like, or have felt at some point that they were just stagnant in life? No progression. You might not be where you want to be in life. How many people felt like a disappointment? How many people have been doubted before? They told you, because of where you come from, or because of your skin color, or because of the texture of your hair, the way you dress, the way you talk, that you're not really gonna be successful. The second tip, through it all, stand tall. Through it all, stand tall. Life is not just gonna come and give us roses every time we want it. Life is no walk in the park. Matter of fact, if you can find a path to success that has no struggles and no pain, let me know. I'll give you my contact information at the end. Y'all can let me know where that path is at. Because it's not that easy. God actually makes it harder for you to make you stronger. There's a quote that said, "Our strengths invite challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict breeds catastrophe." Meaning that the higher we climb in life, the harder things are gonna get. The more challenges we're gonna see. The more challenges we see, the more problems and decisions we're gonna have to figure out. And when you got a decision made, and you gotta solve a problem, you make the wrong decision, and that could breed catastrophe. That could change your life upside down. That can be the make or break point in your life. They were talking about, from the very beginning, Mr. Phil was talking about depression and anxiety. And Who here has maybe not depression or anxiety, but has anybody ever faced dark thoughts? When you lay down at night after a rough day and it's just like, yo, am I meant to be here? Am I meant to be doing what I'm doing? With everybody doubting me, maybe are they right? It's things in our mind that keep us from winning sometimes. Maybe it's not just the doubt. Maybe it's not just people hating on you. It's within yourself, within your own mind. You know Martin Luther King Jr. suffered from depression most of his life? Nobel Prize winning, I Have a Dream speech, Martin Luther King Jr. Them same thoughts that you get, times 10. What's your example? Word on the street is that I'm the youngest speaker here. And another word on the street is that I'm probably the most inexperienced. No, I haven't filled up rooms and it's just you guys. And the events that I did about 3 or 4 events and this is a crowd. I'm not perfect. I'm just 20 years old, they say. What do I know? I shouldn't be motivational speaking because I don't really know nothing. I haven't been through anything in life. But the way I look at it, I'm not perfect. You perfect? No. Anybody? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So they could set these high standards on me. They could try to make me scared not to go into motivational speaking. But look at the example I'm setting. I'm the youngest speaker here. I'm the most inexperienced speaker here and I'm still speaking. No matter what you go through in life, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many people doubt you, I could prove them wrong. And if through it all, you stand tall, you're gonna watch everybody else fall. You're gonna watch them fall as they try to tear down your empire. And you're gonna keep building it. That's what happens when you realize that this is bigger than you. We all want to get into something positive, which is why we're here today, right? Whether that's being a part of a movement, an organization, a group, even a sports team. When you get into things like that, you have to see that it's much bigger than you. It's not about your individual success. It's not about your individual accolades, how far you can move as one. It's bigger than you. Why? You got people watching you. I ain't talking about the haters and the doubt. When you really start to believe in yourself, that all goes away. But you know what stays? Them kids that still watch you. Somebody in your community, one of the kids wasn't watching. Y'all had the younger cats come up and, watch y'all play ball, right? Now what if once y'all left, never turned back, they stopped playing ball? Because you just left. Then they get into drugs. Then they get involved with gangs. Then they start fighting to get kicked out of high school. It really happens. But we're here today, and I'm here today to empower you guys to make sure that you make sure it doesn't happen. Because like Biggie said, you can't change the world unless you change yourself. I hope I did my job today, and I thank you guys for coming out and filling up my little seats. I appreciate that. Making sure it wasn't just nobody in the crowd, but this is one of the best experiences I ever had, honestly. To be able to not only come to an event where I feel comfortable, but to also interact with you guys. Even downstairs when they were making us interact and they were making us feel comfortable. Even that, I only know 2 people here. And I still felt like somehow we were all connected. Somehow through our problems, through our struggles, we were all connected. And I just want to thank you guys for making it comfortable and really interacting and engaging and just being here, honestly. So thank you guys.
Thank you.